Hello. So it has been a minute since we checked in on this top, and I'm excited to show you what it is looking like now. So last we saw each other, I had just cut out some pieces, and I had decided that the high neck version that I had made the first time for Ari's top was just gonna be too warm. It's gonna be too warm to perform with in 80-degree full humidity on a Georgia day and beyond through the whole rest of the summer in Wisconsin. As you know, it gets brutal there. So it was too much of an ask. So last we saw, I was cutting out pieces to try to give him a little more room here around the neck for breathability. And here's what it looks like. We have gotten our pieces cut out. And in the meantime, I love this little thing. Look at this little doodad. I think it's gonna look so fly. So we've got our pieces cut out. I put this new collar on. The old collar kind of scooped around like that to really ride the neckline. And then this one comes down farther. Oh, I love this collar. So we've got it all scooped out. I've got it all marked where my hemline, or yeah, my edge line is gonna be. And then here's what I did. Ba-boom! Look how pretty that looks. Ooh, that's gonna look cool. Let's zoom out. So this is gonna be the edge. Originally, let's say original for part 2, costume 2.0, we went from this shape, super high neck, just a couple of buttons, not enough doodadery, to baboo, this little baby right there. And originally this was going to be the same blue color as the rest of the costume, but once I started making it, I thought, you know what, let's give it a little extra pizzazz. It just needs a little extra little bonus. So because this really pops nicely, I've decided not to do a dark blue button here, but instead, if you will, I found these really cool sort of yellow gold babies at Joann's. They look wood, but they're plastic, so they're going to hold up really nice. And we're going to go, boom, 4 of those babies right there. They're going to pop so nicely on this blue. And you'll notice I only have them from here to here because this line right here is where Ari's belt will sit. So you'll just be able to see that above, and then I may come up with another fastening technique that you can't see under here just to keep the costume in place. But for now, this is all the fun decorative stuff. We've got the basic construction done, and now it's time to get decorative.
Well, let's go see what my lady love is hard at work up to in here. Wait a minute.
Nothing?
Hold on.
I'm working really hard. Working hard, hardly working, am I right?
Do you even know what you're sewing?
No. Are you ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for this. Check it out. It's getting decorative in here today. This looks so good. Okay, we had these on, which you saw before, and now we've added this. This is a cool piping, so it'll stick up a little bit. Look how good and flashy this is looking. Oh, so chic. Well, bam! Oh my goodness. It's gonna look so cool. We've got these on. I've got them just sort of halfway done, so I've got to go back in and finish like sealing it up the rest of the way. We've got to seal it up on the bottom. It's still pretty raw down here. The belt is gonna sit there, so it's gonna have this, I think, kind of cool, almost like Russian dancer kind of look to it. I'm so pumped, and I think Ari is gonna lose his freaking mind when he sees it. Oh, what? Wait, Ari, why are you so sad?
I just don't have a cool costume like you guys. You guys look so good.
You're right. We do look very
You
good.
look so cool. So zippers. I've never even seen a zipper before. Mine don't even have zippers.
But what if you had pants?
Pants.
Whoa.
And then I do this, and they're on. Whoa!
What? You actually are.
They are.
Yes, no editing needed.
That's how you're gonna wear them for the show too. Anybody behind you is gonna get a very different experience.
Woo! What have you had? A costume time.
Whoa!
Whoa!
That is the most. Jeez Louise. I don't even think I should wear this.
It's so crisp.
It's so crisp and clean.
Today's
Holy
the day
smokes.
we
I
dirty
love that
it
red
up.
around the collar too. That looks cool.
Makes me go extra fast.
So flashy.
Oh, oof.
Whoa.
Hey, Shoulders McGillicuddy,
Yeah.
does this don't give you forehead wrinkles?
Why?
Because if it does, they'll make all the headlines.
Hey, want to see something cool? No, it's not just that. Maybe I'm the kind of person that wears hoop earrings now. I don't know. Trying it out, giving it a whirl. But that's not what I'm talking about. I want to show you something exciting. So this is Ari's costume. You've seen it. No big surprise there. We just filmed a bit for an online show and it went really well and it looked cool. But guess what? It's just never enough for me. I like things to be big and loud and pow on stage. So let's do something cool. I think these sleeves are gonna be badass. Can I get a heck yeah for these? Oh, it's gonna look cool. He needs a little extra. Cameron and I are definitely extra, and it reads really well from a distance on stage. So look at these bad boys. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. It's like a little bird. I took this and really kind of simplified a pattern from Viking knotwork. I guess Ari's got kind of a cool, I think he's got kind of like a Russian look to him sometimes in this costume. I think that will look real nice. But that's not all, folks. We're also going to jazz up the rest of this bad boy. Here's my plan. 1, more buttons and these. More of these. We need more of those suckers. Next, we're going to add a little bit of trim right here in the same color red, but it's just going to be a little shoop-to-do kind of detail. Give it some texture. That's what we need is texture. Texture without weight, right? That's the deal. Let's review what Jimmy's costume looks like. That's this guy. This guy has lots of texture, and granted, this is actually not the last costume you've seen Jimmy wear. This is the costume that Jimmy wore in, I think, 2016 or so, somewhere around there. But I have it to make patterns off of and just to, in case as a backup. But look how much texture and detail there is in this costume. It's beautiful. It reads great on stage, or at least it did when it was fresh. However, this costume is heavy. It is very, very heavy, and that's what I want to get away from. Our costumes over the years have gone from simple to very complex, and now my goal for this most current edition of our costumes is going to be to make them look pretty and intricate and interesting without having them each weigh a ton, because once that gets full of sweat, it's like you're wearing a weight vest and then also trying to perform and lift other humans. So I have one more thing I'm gonna do, and that is embroidery. Ooh, thread doesn't weigh that much. It weighs much less than trim. So I'm gonna embroider right here some cool little red something to give that a little bit of texture and a little bit of intricacies to look nice in pictures and just read as extra oomph from a distance. You guys, I'm so excited about this. I think it looks really, really cool. Oh, am I good or am I good? Ooh, when I'm good, I'm good. I'm very happy with that. Oh, all right, it's embroidery time. Oh my goodness, y'all. What a day it has been here in the old creation station. Ooh, I just spent the last, 2 hour and a half, hour 45 minutes trying to figure out a puzzle, and it was not, I don't know, sometimes I just have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture instead of looking at the tiny details. So here's what I mean. Here's what I'm talking about. Somehow I was able to put this really cool embroidery on here and it looks great. My machine did a good job. I'm really pretty happy with it. I think from a distance that's gonna look really cool, and up close in pictures it'll look nice. But this part, I think because of this trim, it's just really, really thick in here. My machine just did not want to do it. Just didn't want to do it. And like, it looked really janky. So I tried it a couple of times and you can see where I've ripped it out. And these stitches are tiny. Like, that's really fun compared to the size of my fingernail to try to get a seam ripper in there and rip apart. So yeah, I definitely did that a couple of times until I finally just went, Margaret, why are you doing this? Why on earth are you trying to make this perfect and proper? Like, be the laziest Marge you can be. Because at my core, I'm a lazy sewer. I don't have time to do things the right way sometimes. So Margaret, just be the laziest Marge you can be and find a better solution. And the better solution is, the most logical solution is to stop screwing around with this costume. Just get a new piece of bias tape, put the embroidery on there, and slap it on top like the lazy Marge that you have always wanted to be. Some people would call it efficient, but truly my entire goal in sewing is to just do it the fastest, laziest way. And it still looks nice. Like, that is going to look exactly like how I want it to look. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you just have to experiment and keep plugging away and keep plugging away and then take a break and then have some tea and then come back and look at it again and sleep on it and look at it again and then go, duh. So either way, it's gonna look like what I want it to look like. So, mission accomplished. Truly, and I do mean truly, we have the finest in sewing technology here, right at our fingertips. I've got my cool guy trim, and it's time to finish up Ari's costume. It always works on TikTok. There it is, as finished as I would like it to be at this moment. We've got our little doodads on there. I've got my up close cool guy details for pictures and just a nice little amount of texture there. So this, at least for now, this will be the presented first version of Ari's first costume with Barely Balanced. Ooh, how exciting.